What's up, guys? Shay Stevens here, PDGA number 77522, and today we're taking a look at the Axiom Neutron Time-Lapse. Let's get to it. Wait, I've reviewed this before, haven't I? It's been in my bag for like a year. Near the end of 2023, fans were introduced to the first offering from the Simon line, the Neutron Time-Lapse. There had been some prototype drops earlier in the year that were very promising, and fans were eager to get their hands on it. It was MVP's first ever 12-speed driver, and it was positioned to challenge the long-standing champion of 12 speeds, the Destroyer. It had the same flight numbers, but upon stock release, it got some mixed reviews. The big criticisms were it was very overstable compared to the flight numbers, and it had a very interesting profile. It had a very dramatic dome coming off of the shoulder that kind of tapered to flat in the middle of the disc, and I found that unless you had a very large hand, it wasn't very comfortable for a distance driver. So it found its way in and then out of a lot of bags, and the biggest tell that there was a problem was that Simon himself wasn't bagging his disc. So MVP acknowledged the issue with the mold, and they've also had some issues with the Neutron blend. So they kind of went back to the drawing board, retooled the time-lapse, and that has led us to the re-release of the Neutron Time-Lapse. So the flight numbers on the re-release time-lapse are speed of 12, glide of 5, turn of -1, and a fade of 2. So you'll notice one less fade compared to the original release, and something you will note off the bat is it just has a normal profile. That's, the best way to put it. It has a nice little dome on it, but it's natural. It's just nice, gradual to the center. Feels nice, in the hand. Doesn't have that weird kind of pop-up under the thumb like the first stock release did. So, yeah, it's a definite improvement off the bat in terms of hand feel. But let's take a look at some side-by-sides.
And starting off with our side-by-side comparisons, we have both the testers MVP sent me. We have the 170 gram on the left up against the 171 gram on the right. And parting lines are looking nice and level. We're looking good and consistent. Now, I was asked to flip these over and check the dome, so I did that for you guys. And dome is looking pretty consistent too. If anything, the 171 gram may have just a little bit more. All right, for our next side-by-side, we have the new stock release up against the original Neutron Time-Lapse. This was a special edition run. And you can see parting lines are looking pretty similar. If anything, the special edition had a little bit of a higher parting line. But I really wanted to flip these over because that's the feature MVP is really trying to address. The original run had that really rapid rising dome that flattened off towards the top. A lot of people didn't like the hand feel of it. And you can see here, flipping the disc over, the old special edition is definitely sitting higher than the new stock release, which has, a good dome, but it's much more gradual, more mild compared to the old run. All right, guys, for our final side-by-side, we have the new stock release up against one of the original prototypes of the time-lapse. I was lucky enough to get my hands on one of these. And if you've listened to Simon talk about the time-lapse, he said this prototype was what he wanted the time-lapse to be. It has a nice little flip and ride to it before that 3 fade hits. And I would agree with his assessment of it. Looking at these two discs side by side, the parting lines are coming in pretty close to each other. I love to see that. When you flip it over, you'll actually see the new stock release has a little bit more of a dome compared to the prototype, which I think is fine. Honestly, they both feel pretty good in my hand. Again, that old stock release just had that rapid rise dome. It just felt kind of cumbersome for a distance driver, so I know why Simon didn't like it. These both feel great, so I'm hoping they fly very similarly.
All right, everyone. I'm real eager to get out to the field to see how these fly. Again, thank you to MVP for sending me two. It makes doing the reviews so much easier. They gave me this nice 170 gram yellow core, red rim, so nice pop contrast. And then I have this 171 gram purple core with a blue rim, and I hope the camera picks it up. This has got some real nice swirls in it. There's even some like subtle blues, like light blue and white swirls in the rim. MVP has dialed up their swirls recently, and I hope they keep it up because they're making some beautiful stuff. Unfortunately, these discs came at a horrible time for me because I hurt my back on Wednesday. No idea what I did. I just woke up in pain, and it's only gotten worse since then. It's Saturday now, and I'm doing a standing video for you guys, which I haven't done in years, so that's an indicator of how bad it is. Like sitting down hurts, coughing hurts, sneezing hurts. Don't get old. But I had to get this on video for you guys because the weather here is real bad. It's either super hot, thunderstorms, or super hot with thunderstorms. So I had a window this afternoon. I had to take it. I also have 10-mile-an-hour tailwind in this video, so I'm already throwing like MA3 power, so like 330 tops. and you're getting these discs even more stable because of the tailwind. So take all that into consideration while watching these flights. Starting off on hyzer, exactly what I was expecting given the way I'm throwing. Disc just kind of held that angle I set it on and just gave me a nice forward pushing hyzer. I will say the glide was nice. These really fought to stay up, didn't find the ground that quick. So nice long pushing hyzer. I really wanted to hyzer flip it, guys, but unfortunately my back just wouldn't let me coil it and reach back nice and deep to get that draw through. So unfortunately I'll have to report back when I'm feeling better how that goes. Flat shots, same deal. I couldn't get the full pop I wanted to, so they just kind of held the line. I threw on out of my hand, nice and flat, pushed forward for a bit, and then that 2 fade kicked in. I will say it is definitely a less pronounced fade than the original time-lapse. Those things would finish in flare skips. This one, 2 fade, good, solid fade, but definitely not as substantial as the original run. Now on Anheuser, I don't know why, but apparently the section on my back that's hurting isn't used in Anheuser's, so I was ripping this thing on Annie and having fun, just airing it out on a good angle, seeing what it could do for me, and I really stretched it out, got some really cool flights out of it. Definitely the max distance shots of this session. On forehand, same deal. My back wasn't hurt when I was throwing these, so I was able to get a little more pop on it. Just a little Annie out of the hand to start it, and got some really good flex shots and some good distance without much effort. And I will say, for forehand, definitely feels a lot better than the original run of time-lapse. You had that crazy dome just under your thumb, so it made angle control really tricky. These just have a more natural feel to them, so I think forehand players will definitely prefer this run of time-lapse compared to the old ones. But, oh yeah, and finally, I did a 360 in the original review video, so I thought, what the heck, let's try it again. Worst case scenario, I have to crawl out into the field to grab the disc and crawl back to my car, but luckily I survived. But I did hold back at the very end because I was afraid of going full send and tweaking something. So did do the 360, but only threw it about as far as my regular throws. So hey, I survived at least, small victories. But these were my throws with the time lapse. Had a lot of fun, but looking forward to throwing them when I'm feeling healthier. Will they make my bag? For now, they're going on the shelf just because before I was even hurt, I was really working on my form, and I ended up capping my discs at 11 speed, so I pulled the time lapses out of my bag, and they're all out for now, and these are going to be sitting right next to them. But when I'm feeling better and my form's feeling a little bit more crisp, I think I'm going to reach for these guys before I reach for the old ones, just because, like I've said, they feel better, they don't fly as overstable, so I think these are definitely going to be my preference when I get back to the 12-speed range. But if you were burned by the old time-lapse, give them a chance. I know they crushed a lot of egos, but I think you're going to find a lot more success with this run. I think MVP accomplished what they wanted to. If you're still hesitant, I will recommend shop with Foundation, especially if you're in the United States, because every order comes with Foundation cares, meaning if you order the disc and within 30 days you don't like it, you just go on their website, fill out a form, and they'll let you send the disc back and pick out something new, no cost. So if you want to try new discs like the time-lapse or something else, go through Foundation, and if you don't like it, you can pick something that you already know you like. So risk-free trial of a new disc. It's a great deal, so highly recommend it. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you for all your support. If you have any questions for me, reach out. I'll do my best to answer them. Take care.
Thank you to my sponsors. For all your disc golf needs, check out Phoenix Discs and Foundation Disc Golf.